Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of BTTH The Flame Emperor episode number 97 based on novel. So let's start. There must be something wrong. How could such a terrifying 7-colored swallowing python appear? King Xianling secretly regretted. Is this really a colorful sky swallowing python? It is said that the real swallowing pythons are divided into 10 colors. At 10 colors, you can swallow the sun, moon, and stars with your mouth open, and you can kill the gods and gods when you open your eyes. The medicine core on the side spoke slowly, with surprise in his voice, but it is incessant. Clam down. The colorful swallowing python. This is not like it. Qin Tian's eyes relaxed slightly and then opened his mouth to the crowd. It's not the colorful swallowing python, so what is this thing? Xuanmo said with some fear. Obviously, this lifelike pattern alone gave them an invisible huge pressure. The 7-colored swallowing pythons are some of the most terrifying beasts in the world. If this is really the 7-colored swallowing pythons in front of you, I am afraid that at this time we will become the souls of their mouths. Qin Tian smiled. Road. As for this thing, I'm afraid it is most likely the legendary snake dance. Qin Tian smiled. Dance of snake illusion? Everyone was puzzled. I don't know and don't blame you. After all, the 10-colored sky-swallowing python was once destroyed by the Lord of the Demon Realm, so it is impossible for the sky-swallowing python family to still exist in this world. And the thing in front of us is at best just a projection in the temple. Qin Tian smiled. Projection? Then there really is a colorful sky-swallowing python in this temple. The Xianling king heard the words and said with great joy. Although I'm not sure, but there is definitely something that belongs to the 7-colored sky-swallowing python, otherwise the residual power of this 7-colored sky-swallowing python will not come out to stop us for no reason. Qin Tian smiled. The colorful swallowing python. King Xuanling's eyes became extremely hot. King Xianling learned from some ancient scrolls that through the blood power of the 7-colored sky-swallowing python, the power of holy flame can be greatly reduced. In the words of Sheng Yang, King Xianling knows that what they imprisoned on the 7th floor of the underground palace of the Xianling royal family is that terrifying holy flame. At the beginning, it was at a huge cost to capture this holy flame, but after countless generations of efforts, it was impossible to truly devour the holy flame. The power of holy flame is the most powerful force between heaven and earth. If you are not fully prepared, you may be instantly turned into ashes by its terrifying temperature and energy. That's why King Xianling desperately wanted to seize the opportunity to seize the 7-colored swallowing python, and then use its blood to subdue that holy flame. If he possesses something like holy flame, King Xianling has self-confidence, plus the background of the Xianling royal family. I am afraid that it would be a fool's dream to rule Xian for 3 days. Ha ha. Colorful swallowing python. Back then, just being a powerhouse with the blood of the 10-colored sky-swallowing python severely damaged our founder of the Xianling royal family. But it's just colorful. If there really is the power of the colorful swallowing python in this temple, I can't say it can take the opportunity to swallow the founder of the Xianling royal family. After so many years, I am afraid that with his strength of fighting immortals, it is enough to die 100 times. Already. King Xianling laughed strangely. Humph. King Xianling, it's been a long time. After the colorful pattern of swallowing pythons appeared on the wall of the base temple, King Xuanling's group obviously slowed down, and then a terrifying figure instantly appeared in the temple. Snake. I didn't expect that you have already broken through to the half-immortal. A voice of shame resounded in the temple. The person who spoke was really the uncle of King Xianling, the head of the dragon-loving legion. Do not move Ming Wang Qin Tian. Xian Santian is a well-deserved peak powerhouse of Dodi. Qin Tian has been in the 9-rank 9-star Dodi for decades, but there is no breakthrough in the path of the half-immortal fighting immortal. This also created Qin Tianhui's promise to King Xianling to go to the Medusa family. To tell the truth, Qin Tian would only choose the latter when it comes to the survival of the Xianling royal family and the breakthrough of fighting immortals. After all, Qin Tian understands that when a person's strength reaches a certain level, he can shock the heroes. Today, no matter who is here. This shrine, we've made it. King Xianling snorted coldly, and then the terrifying aura of the sky instantly radiated. The fiery red grudge, accompanied by a force of life and death, directly attacked Shifu. Go. Seeing this, Blue and White Snake was about to make a move, but was stopped by his master, Shifu. King Xianling, I'll give you a chance, retreat immediately, my Medusa clan can let go of the pass. Shifu stopped King Xuanling's attack at will, and then slightly stepped forward with a snake-headed cane. Besides Shifu at this time, Qinghu a snake, Xiaolu and Qingyang were extremely puzzled. Shifu, an old rival for so many years, is it useful to say this? Qin Tian laughed loudly. Hey, stubborn. After Shifu finished speaking, he shook his head slightly, and then his body exuded a grudge, and an aura that made the world tremble slightly permeated the entire space outside the temple. It really is a half-immortal. But even if you are a real fighting immortal, you can't stop us today. There was a trace of resentment in King Xuanling's eyes, and he said viciously. King Xianling knew that no matter whether he succeeded or failed today, he would probably have a life-and-death feud with the Medusa family. If they successfully obtained the swallowing python in the temple, it would be considered a success. If it fails, I am afraid that their dragon-loving army will lose a lot of power. The Dragon Addiction Legion is the true core strength of the Xianling royal family so far. If it loses a little bit, I am afraid that the status of the Xianling royal family will plummet. Noisy. Shifu snorted coldly, and then the breath of the sky suddenly poured into the snake-headed cane in his hand. Shabu. A huge amount of fighting chi was injected, the snake's head crutches turned green, and then the two pupils in the snake's head flashed with strange colors. You can't hold on, let's do it now. If this snake waits until other strong men from the 9 major tribes of the Medusa family come, I'm afraid our situation will be more fortunate. King Xianling also felt that there were some rather powerful forces in front of him. The breath is rushing towards him, and he hurriedly said, I originally wanted to catch up with you, but since I don't have time, let's come. Let me see how far apart your half-immortal's strength is from the peak strength of my Do Di. Qin Tian laughed out loud then. 5 huge black and white energy appeared all over his body in an instant. At the moment when these 5 black and white energy appeared, the space of this identity trembled slightly, and a force of life and death suddenly radiated from it. In that case, Xiaoqing, Xiaolu, the 2 of you will entertain the rest of them for me. Shifu finished speaking, and then shouted loudly. The next moment, on the snake-headed crutch in the hands of the old snake Fu, a desolate aura emanated from the snakehead's bewitching pupils, and then a green fighting aura suddenly shot towards the wall of Baizi's temple. With the strange green fighting spirit bursting out from the snake-headed cane in Shifu's hand, Qin Tian breakthrough felt a chill. Not good. Could it be? Qin Tian was sweating coldly, and then his speed increased to the extreme, and he walked away against the strange green grudge. The 5 black and white energy around also followed. Bang bang bang. At the critical moment, Qin Tian still did not stop the strange green grudge. Green Do Chi smashed onto the colorful sky-swallowing python projection on the wall of Baizi temple. Immediately, the colorful swallowing python seemed to come alive. The next moment, with the Xianling king and everyone stunned, the colorful swallowing python fell directly from the wall. Damn, this is trouble. Qin Tian snorted coldly, then stared solemnly at the colorful swallowing python in front of him for the first time. Then it was full of life, like a living creature. That tens of meters of body just broke away from the shackles of the wall, and grew rapidly. In the next moment, it actually increased to nearly a few hundred meters in length. At this time, the space protecting the Temple of Medusa was completely destroyed by the huge body of the 7-colored sky-swallowing python. Above the desert, a huge gap emerged. Under the gap, King Xuanling's group and Shifu's group were in a tense confrontation. Xiao Yang. What's wrong? In a dark desert opposite the Temple of Medusa. This is the outskirts of the desert area full of countless legends. The sand here is different from that in the desert of death. It was Mu Yingying who spoke. She received a lot of care from Xiao Yang and Xiao Yi along the way, which made Mu Yingying blushed. What is that? Xiao Yang's huge soul power had already sensed some other powers, but because the distance was too far, Xiao Yang didn't pay too much attention. However, at this time, a huge creature suddenly appeared several kilometers away from Xiao Yang and the others, making Xiao Yang feel a sense of trepidation. That's... Xiao Yi on the side murmured slightly, but what those eyes just saw were just a few huge 3-colored bodies with green, yellow and green. Each of these 3 bodies of green, yellow and green is hundreds of meters in size. Every color brought great pressure to Xiao Yang and the others. There is even a faint wave of death permeating my heart. Damn it. This should be the ancient alien beast in the Medusa family, the swallowing python. Tang Tang opened his mouth slightly, and then said angrily, someone should have come to challenge the pressure of the Medusa family, and even this kind of guardian beast was summoned. Tang Tang said after calming down. Captain, what should we do now? The man with a scar on the side said slowly. Now. Why don't you step into the muddy water in the past? After Tang Tang finished speaking, she stared at Xiao Yang with a fiery look, with a hint of questioning. Treading muddy water? Hearing this, Xiao Yan frowned. It was obvious that the huge creature just now had no strength that he, a small 5-star Do Emperor early stage person, could resist. The strength of this swallowing python is the worst and stronger than you, the head of the regiment. Will we pass by like this? Lone Wolf on the side said after thinking. I know, but now it's the enemy and we are dark, so it's good for us. Besides, there are people attacking the Medusa family now. I'm afraid it is extremely unwise for us to go to the desert area at this time. Tang Tang's analysis is straightforward. That's right. If you want me to enter the desert area at this time, I will be the first to disapprove. That thing in the desert area is too precious. We should wait until the battle of the Medusa clan is over, or we are sneaking in quietly. The coyote said. What is there in this desert area that can make these people so jealous? Xiao Yang turned his forehead slightly, staring at the desert area that was so close at hand. In the desert area at this time, the sand is all grey, as if it contains other energies. In the deeper part, there seems to be some extremely obscure aura. Then let's go, this place is full of crises, let's wait and see. Otherwise, if we enter the desert area now, it will be more fortunate than fortune. Lone Wolf said, with a rare solemnity in his voice. Go. After everyone thought about it, they left the entrance of the desert area and headed towards the naked temple. That's Xianling King? Xiao Yang's pupils shrank tightly. What breakthrough came to his realization? Then his eyes rolled quickly, and a dark figure wrapped in a strange black grudge appeared beside Xianling King. This person is the mysterious demon who intercepted Xiao Yang and the others in the 9-fish playing dragon formation, an 8-star Do D perfection level powerhouse. Humph. This time, I will definitely let you pay back all your previous hatred. Xiao Yang murmured in his heart, with a fierce light in his eyes, and whispered to the mysterious demon in the sky. Mu Yingying seemed to have noticed Xiao Yang's strangeness, and immediately gave him her attention. It's all right. Xiao Yang calmed down the anger in his body, and then he was relieved. Let's go, let's see what's going on between the Xianling royal family and the Medusa family. After Xiao Yang finished speaking, his aura soared, and then a huge soul force covered everyone. When everyone saw this, they glanced at each other slightly, and then walked in the direction of the temple. A huge gap exposed in the desert. Under the gap, the location of the temple slowly appeared. Besides, there were many strong people in this huge gap. Damn it! This colorful swallowing python is actually real. King Xuanling's heart sank, and he immediately became vigilant. 7-colored swallowing python, this is an ancient alien beast that is comparable to some of the peak Do Di peak powerhouses. It is far from being a strong Do Di who can handle it alone. At this moment, Xianling King feels a lot of pressure. Humph. Qin Tian, I don't know how you will get out of trouble this time. When the leaders of the 9 major tribes of Medusa gather together, it will be the day of your destruction. This time, you will be in the desert of death forever. Shifu held a snake-headed crutch and said arrogantly. The 7-colored swallowing python just appeared. The figure was a strange movement, and then came directly to Qingyan's side, looking like a flattering. Hello. Seeing this, Qingyang was not afraid, but a strange color flashed in one of his pupils, and then a strange light appeared around Qingyang. After this strange light appeared, the colorful swallowing python seemed to like Qingyang quite a bit. Let Qingyang gently stroke his forehead. Big snake, hit them. Qingyan's lips moved slightly, and then said to the 7 colors swallowing heaven python. As soon as the voice fell, the 7-colored swallowing python changed its weak aura before, and its aura suddenly soared, and then a peak of Do Emperor, the strength of the 9-turn 9-star Do Emperor show. A half-immortal, a 9-rank 9-star Do Emperor, a 1st-rank 9-star Do Emperor, and a 5th-rank 9-star Do Emperor, it's so tricky. Seeing this, King Xianling muttered to himself. The huge lineup of the human race, even their luxurious lineup, can't help but struggle a little. Don't wait any longer, go. Uncle Huang, I'll leave this snake to you. As for this colorful swallowing python, Yi Mo, Shen Ming and I will deal with it, and the others will do their best to deal with the blue and white snake and the green snake. King Xianling analyzed in a logical way. It's exactly what I want. Shifu heard the words, and on his wrinkled face, there was a burst of fiery enthusiasm. Since that's the case, let's show you the strength of the real Medusa family. Medusa's dignity is unquestionable. After Shifu finished speaking, a shocking breath emerged instantly. Following Shifu's shot, the 7-colored swallowing pythons and the blue and white snakes on the side did not stop. They directly stimulated the fighting spirit in their bodies, and then looked at the Xianling King and everyone in front of them coldly. A wave of terrifying fluctuations instantly spread out from around the temple. Qin Tian, who was surrounded by 5 black and white energy balls, looked at the latter in horror after the 7-colored swallowing python appeared. On the latter, a terrifying energy close to 7 attributes slowly radiates out. Humph. After a while, Qin Tian retracted his gaze, and then a shocking breath burst out. Snake. Let's decide the winner this time. Qin Tian snorted coldly, and then his figure suddenly became turbulent. Shabu Shabu. Seeing this, Shifu immediately understood that the most powerful member of King Xuanling's group was this Qin Tian. Impressively, he reached the rank 9-star Dodi. The true peak of Dodi. However, Shifu wasn't much shocked, and his figure followed Xianling King as he swam. Boom boom boom. As soon as the two of them shot, the power of black and white in the sky was intertwined. Above that black and white energy, a force of life and death constantly emerged. The terrifying power of life and death caused everyone present to tremble slightly. It seems that Uncle Huang can draw a tie with this half-immortal level Shifu in a short time. King Xianling stared at the huge barrier composed of black and white energy, but his heart was extremely shocked. Although his Uncle Do's peak strength is true, that Shifu is a real half-immortal. Although the peak of the Do Emperor and the Banxian seem to be almost the same, only after reaching the 9-star Do Emperor will one understand the real difference between the two. If it is said that the strong Dodi can be regarded as the mainstay of an empire, then the strong Doxian is the spiritual pillar of an empire. The Dodi strongman has opened up a small world, and the Doxian strongman has the power of life and death within his body, which has already surpassed the predicament of life and death, become the most terrifying existence in this world. Master. The blue and white snake opened his mouth slightly, and obviously found that although Qin Tian only had the strength of Dodi's peak, he was able to tie with his master Banxian's strength, which was enough to show the horror of Qin Tian. However, Blue and White Snake believed that as long as he gave his master a certain amount of time, Qin Tian's defeat would only happen sooner or later. Master 7-colored sky swallowing python, protect Qingyang. The Blue and White Snake was full of anger, her lips slightly opened, and she slowly spit out a green liquid. The green liquid is like a living thing, swimming directly on the Blue and White Snake. After a while, it turned into a green armor on top of the enchanting body of the Blue and White Snake. Snake Jade Armor? Little Green on the side opened his mouth slightly, and his voice was full of shock. In the entire Medusa clan, there are probably no more than 3 people who own this Snake and Jade Armor. Snake Jade Armor, as the name suggests, is a kind of armor for defense. This kind of armor is extremely special, but it can withstand a full blow from a powerhouse 1 level stronger than you. It's just that this kind of armor is very special, because it was not made, and with the help of the royal blood in the Medusa clan, it can be cultivated continuously, and when the strength reaches a certain level, it can be cultivated. With the appearance of this jade-green jade armor, the strength of the Blue and White Snake 5-turn 9-star Dodi has skyrocketed. In a short period of time, the power of the Blue and White Snake has skyrocketed to that of a rank 6 9-star Do Emperor. Senior Green, you and I will join forces to defeat these people as quickly as possible. Otherwise, the form is extremely unfavorable to us. The Blue and White Snake shell's lips moved slightly. Obviously, even if the Snake Jade armor is added, it still cannot change the current situation. Do your best. Little Green snorted coldly, and then on top of her body, a whole body of green appeared. As soon as this green appeared, it turned into a terrifying storm on Little Green. In the storm, the violent toxins are constantly rotating, and as time goes by, the storm is getting bigger and bigger. Do it. The Medicine Corps shouted instantly, and then 6 people appeared around the Medicine Corps. These 6 people are the 6 generals in the Dragon-Loving Legion. Arranged in order, that is. Xian Mo, the 8-star Dodi is consummated. Fan Yu, the 8-star Dodi was consummated. Looking down, the late 8-star Dodi. Mu Chen, the late stage of the 8-star Dodi the wood type. Mu Chenfeng, the middle stage of the 8-star Dodi the wind element. Xian Wanxin, the initial stage of the 8-star Dodi. The 6 people slowly protected the core of the medicine, and then the monstrous aura emerged, and they were extremely vigilant against the Blue and White Snake and Xiaolu. How long will it take? The extraordinary-looking Fan Yu man said slowly. 5 minutes. Yaroshin said slightly, and then sat directly cross-legged, and an extremely huge soul force continued to emerge, and then silently connected to the 6 people around him. Mysterious demon, your lord is a green snake in front of you. Xian Wanxin and Mu Chenfeng are in charge of assisting, and look down to the Blue and White Snake of my lord. After Fan Yu finished speaking, the silver-white aura suddenly activated, and then surrounded the core of the medicine. Yeah. Several other people responded one after another, and then moved on their respective duties. Their dragon-loving legion has been cooperating for many years, and the tacit understanding between them has already reached the point of perfection. Space attribute vindictiveness. The blue and white snake's pupils moved slightly, then looked at Fan Yudao next to the medicine core. The rarity of space attributes is comparable to that of high-level alchemists. Kill. The blue and white snake didn't care so much. It was wearing the snake jade armor, and its aura suddenly rose to the terrifying level of the 6th rank 9-star Do Emperor. Then, without hesitation, the jade hand raised, a terrifying energy appeared, and the figure quickly appeared. Move, go to the 6. Seeing this, little green on the side, there was a trace of anxiety in the eyes of the snake, and then glanced at the two fighting in the black and white barrier. Although you can't see the scene in the black and white barrier outside, but with the long-term partnership of Xiaolu and Shifu, you can vaguely feel a sense of unease. Forget it, let's fight back the people in front of you first. Xiaolu shook his head, letting himself not pay attention to the battle in the black and white barrier, and then threw himself into the battle. This 10-colored sky-swallowing python is really tricky, the Seven Spirits King said suddenly and solemnly when he saw that the two battle circles around him were already in dire straits. This time, I hope the two of you can help me. King Xianling couldn't care about anything else. Facing Yi Mo and Shen Mingdao beside him, Yi Mo's relationship with himself is quite inappropriate, but Shen Lingming has a good relationship with himself. After all, this Shen Ming was cultivated by their Shenling royal family. It's just that Shen Ming's strength is only 1 rank 9-star Do Emperor, and it doesn't help much in battle, while Yi Mo is different. Yi Mo has the strength of 4 ranks and 9-star Do Emperor, and Yi Mo is extremely powerful. Even the Shenling King, there is no certainty of victory. Don't worry, I know the seriousness of the matter. Yi Mo snorted coldly, and then the space around him wriggled strangely. The next moment, a pure white icicle appeared instantly. Do it. Upon seeing this, King Shenling was overjoyed. This Yi Mo is an ice-type powerhouse, and his ice-type grudge has already reached its peak. Yi Mo and Shen Ming looked at each other, a shocking aura emerged, and then they touched the 10-colored swallowing python forcibly. Next, there is a good show to watch. But this strong man of the snake people is not the opponent of the Shenling royal family. In an inconspicuous space, Zhu Laro slowly spoke. Humph. King Shenling actually has the idea of swallowing the python, so we can't blame it. Let's just sit and reap the benefits of the fisherman. Liu Quan, the master of Solomon's 3 sects, spoke slowly, and in his hand, a dark red object was slowly pinched. Above the dark red things, the monstrous ghost energy emerged, and with such fluctuations, I am afraid that the powerhouses at the peak of the Do Emperor would be overwhelmed. Hey, let's fight. The powers of the 8-star Do D and above, the soul power after death is quite wonderful. I can't say that I have collected the souls of so many powerhouses, and my status will be improved again. Solomon, you are just the running dogs of the ghost world. Do you think the ghost world really wants to cooperate with you? The ghost world's partner has always been our soul palace. Under the dark desert, a strange smile said. My lord, the strength of Qin Tiando Emperor Peak and Shifu Banxian is a little tricky. Under the desert, a group of people headed by Enyu Dong said with some trepidation. Don't worry, cooperate with our soul palace, and guarantee that you will not be treated badly. As for the half-immortal, I have the means to deal with it. After the black figure finished speaking, he instantly closed his mouth and stared at the battle above the desert through a crystal ball in front of him. Seeing this, Ang Dong whispered in his heart, I hope you don't let me down, or even if you are a member of the Soul Palace, I'm afraid I will let you stay forever. I'm afraid King Xuanling's strength has reached rank 5. Even the veteran powerhouses of the Shenling royal family like Qin Tianyemo have been dispatched. It seems that this time, King Shenling seems to be bound to get the things in this temple, otherwise he will not dispatch the entire dragon-loving army. I really don't know what is in this temple. If you don't go to the desert area, I'm afraid I still want to try my luck. The scarred man looked at the 3 battles in the sky and said quite fiery, it is enough to see how precious this treasure is to be able to dispatch such a terrifying lineup to this Medusa. Be careful, I feel that several huge forces are rapidly approaching here. I'm afraid it won't be long before the leaders of the 9 major tribes of Medusa will come here. Xiao Yang said solemnly. Hey, at present, the situation of the snake people seems to be quite bad. The coyote said slightly. Look at it slowly, the battles of the Do Di Peak powerhouses are rare. Tang Tang heard the words, opened his mouth slightly, and then focused on the 3 battles in front of him. Tang Tang's voice just fell, and the 3 battles are also in the white-hot stage. Ads by Pub Future. Xiaoqing, that woman seems a little weird. The green snake was forced to retreat by the mysterious demon, and said directly. Just as the green snake appeared, it was targeted by this mysterious demon. The vindictiveness of this mysterious demon is quite strange, revealing a gloomy feeling invisibly, and even faintly eroding the soul power of the green snake, so the green snake had to draw some strength to defend. It's just that after the green snake pulled out some of the power to defend against the mysterious black energy of the mysterious demon, he actually discovered that the mysterious demon in front of him could actually rely on the perfect strength of the 8-star Do Emperor to tie him with a 9-star Do Emperor. This is unheard of. Damn it. There was a trace of anxiety on the green snake's pretty face, and then the green vindictiveness of the sky emerged, attacking the mysterious demon in front of him. It's really delicious. I wonder if the blood in your body is so delicious. Facing the green snake's terrifying attack, Xuanmo didn't panic. He opened his mouth directly, and then directed the green vindictive energy directly. Absorb it all. As all the attacks of the green snake were absorbed by the mysterious demon, the complete strength breakthrough of the mysterious 8-star Do Di was somewhat loosened. No, if this continues, we will lose sooner or later, the green snake said solemnly, and then kept dealing with the mysterious demon in front of him. On the other hand, he conveyed information to the blue and white snake beside him. However, the blue and white snake is not easy. Although one person is only dealing with a few 8-star fighting emperors, the cooperation of these 8-star fighting emperors with each other, even the blue and white snake, cannot help but be slightly surprised. And the most important thing is that under the influence of the fighting spirit in the Fanyu space, no matter how terrifying the blue and white snake launches itself, it will be skillfully removed by Fanyu. With the cooperation of the Xianling royal family, even the absolute gap in strength has been infinitely narrowed. No, my strength shouldn't be so weak. The blue and white snake frowned slightly, and then thought. The blue and white snake is a dignified rank 5 9-star Do Emperor. How could it be delayed by several 8-star Do Emperor powerhouses? No, there must be something wrong, the blue and white snake said quietly, and then its beautiful eyes turned towards the surrounding. The next moment, the pupils of the blue and white snake stared at the medicine core not far away, and then the pupils shrank tightly. What is that? He opened his mouth slightly, and then the blue and white snake directly saw that the medicine core sitting cross-legged, slowly exuding 6 extremely illusory rays of light. The 6 rays of light are connected with the 6 people in the battle at this time. This woman is definitely weird. The blue and white snake's pupils turned quickly, and at a glance, they found the problem. How could he be so weak with his dignified rank 5 and 9-star Do Di? Have you been found? Then it's time to end this farce. Fan Yu said, his breath suddenly soaring. In a short period of time, he broke through the level of the 9-star Do Emperor, and it is still soaring. 1 turn 9-star Do Di. Second rank 9-star Do Di. 4 turn 9-star Do Di. How is that possible? A hint of inconceivable appeared in the eyes of the blue and white snake, and then the mini snake on the face slowly fell off into the hands of the blue and white snake. What a strange secret method. The blue and white snake's hand accompanied the snake. This is trouble. The blue and white snake shell bit his lips, and a wave of death permeated his heart. Senior Green, help me. The next moment, when the blue and white snake saw this, he also understood the seriousness of the matter, and without hesitation, he roared in the sky. Exciting and ear-piercing sound waves echoed in this world, and then the accompanying purple snake in the hands of the blue and white snake instantly turned into a huge snake with a body of 100 meters. The snake's body flashed a very strange purple color, and in the snake's pupil, a fierce hostility slowly radiated towards the Yaroshin group. It's time to end. Fan Yu slowly raised his extremely smooth palm, and then stared at the blue and white snake and the giant purple snake under its feet. The demon was chasing after him, unable to help the blue and white snake at all. That's not necessarily true. Seeing this, the green snake senior was actually being chased by the mysterious demon, and immediately knew that the green snake senior couldn't spare a hand to help him, so there was a madness in his pupils. At the same time, a purple grudge suddenly emerged from the blue and white snake's body. The purple grudge just emerged, and the purple giant snake under its feet seemed to have seen a deadly poison screamed in the sky, and then opened its huge mouth, revealing those sharp fang. Tricks of carving insect. Fan Yu snorted coldly, and then did not hesitate, because he knew that the secret method of suppressing blue and white snakes and transferring power to a person would not last long, so he had to fight quickly. Let's decide the outcome. Fan Yu closed his eyes slightly, and then his whole body trembled slightly. As the power of this Fan Yu skyrocketed in a short time, countless small whirlwinds slowly formed in the space around it, and a greedy aura filled the sky. Zihua swallows the sun. The blue and white snake let out a coquettish roar, and then the purple aura all over the body instantly gathered at one point, and then exploded, forming a round of purple moon. Fan Yu on the side left. Space. Destroyed. Fan Yu faced such terrifying fluctuations, and was not afraid. His pupils suddenly opened, and an extremely tyrannical space force appeared beside him, and then turned into a silver-white destructive energy. The silver-white energy just appeared, and the space around Fan Yu trembled strangely. The next moment, Ziyue's Shiku suddenly appeared. At this moment, around Ziyue, countless small whirlpools appeared. With the appearance of the small vortex, the energy of destruction in the purple moon instantly plummeted. Destroy. At the next moment, Fan Yu said in a deep voice. Then an extremely terrifying huge black hole appeared. Immediately after that, directly inhale that Ziyue into it. The black hole is full of terrifying destructive power, slowly weakening the energy of this purple moon. It's over. A rare smile appeared on the corner of Fan Yu's mouth, and then he looked at the sky. The terrifying power in the purple moon was constantly being swallowed up by the black hole around here. Strange, why does Fan Yu's space power have a strange black gas emerging? Could it be my illusion? The green snake, who was being chased by the mysterious demon, was slightly surprised. Obviously, although the blue and white snake's powerful strike was broken by Fan Yu, the careful green snake still found a trace of black energy from the silver-white space power. This black air is definitely not something that ordinary people can possess, because this black energy gives the green snake the feeling that it is like the sea, as deep and unfathomable as the abyss. Blue and white snake, cheer up. The purple giant snake at the foot of the blue and white snake immediately shouted. The blue and white snake's current rank 5 9-star Do DS strength, in the entire Medusa, except for some old monsters, is probably enough to rank in the top 2. If these blue and white snakes are defeated, then the situation of the Medusa family today will be doomed. Don't worry, I'm fine. But one thing is certain now. The woman has to be dealt with first. Blue and white snake is worthy of being the leader of the most elite troops of the Medusa clan, even if the offensive was at a disadvantage just now, but it recovered in an instant. Because the blue and white snake knows that he cannot fail. Once I fail, I am afraid that the situation of the entire Medusa family will also. I have to say, you are very strong now, but how long can you last? I see the breath of the other 4 of you. I'm afraid you don't even have a 1-star Do Emperor now, right? The blue and white snake wiped the blood on the corner of his mouth and smiled. A nasty chill emerges. Xiao Zi, you go and kill other people. This Fan Yu I will hold him. The blue and white snake snorted coldly. As expected of the captain of the Medusa Snake Guard. You're right, but you forgot one thing. Do it, Medicine Core. After Fan Yu finished speaking, his breath soared, and then with the power of destruction, he shot directly at the blue and white snake. All right. The death of the soul. After the core said, his eyes suddenly opened, and then an invisible terrifying wave instantly turned into a ripple and spread. Boom boom boom. The terrifying soul fluctuations, accompanied by a deafening sound, suddenly spread around the medicine core. The blue and white snake was constantly entangled by Fan Yu, so the defense against the core was naturally much less. At this time, the soul attack launched by the medicine core directly and forcibly attacked the blue and white snake, and it separated Xiao Zi. Ding dong. The blue and white snake and the purple giant snake suddenly slowed down, and then there was a flash of panic in those pupils. Go to hell. Seeing this, Fan Yu understood that this was a good opportunity not to be missed, and immediately snorted coldly, and then the pure white palm slowly lifted up, and the battle chi that contained the power of black and white life and death suddenly appeared all over the body. The reason to protect the core is because of the core's soul attack and the secret method of transferring power. Transfer the power of the 6 of them, except the power of Yaroshin himself and Xuanmo, to Fan Yu in an instant, so that Fan Yu's strength skyrockets in a short time, so that he can deal with the blue and white snake. As for the soul attack, most of the Medusa clan, apart from those ancient alien beasts that swallowed the sky python, have no means of guarding against the power of the soul. And from the beginning, Yaroshin knew that although this blue and white snake was as powerful as a rank 5 9-star Do-D, it had no means to resist the attack of the soul, so it took a risk, but fortunately it was a success. After the core has done all this, the slender eyelashes are constantly beating. Obviously, the 2 things she just completed have consumed a lot of her. Go to hell. The power of black and white life and death emerged around Fan Yu, and a spatial fluctuation containing death was slowly born. Boom boom boom. The terrifying power of black and white swept across the sky like a meteor, and was just about to slam on the delicate body of the blue and white snake. The purple giant snake on the side broke through, exuding a strange purple grudge, and then broke free from the shackles of the soul attack in an instant, suddenly slammed into the huge body, and took over the black and white. Boom boom boom. Sparks splashed, and black and white colors appeared in the sky. I saw the blue and white snake and the purple giant snake in the core area of the explosion, and then a huge purple giant snake fell to the ground. The afterglow of the battle has been spreading, and it has spread to King Xianling and the others in an instant. Damn it! The strength of this 7-colored swallowing python must have been the peak of the rank 9 9-star DI, and it is only one step away from the half-immortal, but it has just appeared. The strength of this 7-colored swallowing python is at the level of the 7th rank at most. The strength of this colorful swallowing python is getting more and more terrifying. Now, its terrifying strength has returned to the level of an 8th rank 9-star Do Emperor. Although it is just a remnant of a soul, it is really terrifying, Xian Ming said slightly, but his heart was extremely depressed. The key point is the little it. Yimo broke through and found something, and then spoke slowly. King Xianling, Yimo, and Xian Ming, the 3 9-star fighting emperor-level powerhouses, were actually made like this by this little girl and the remnant soul of the colorful swallowing python. It would be quite embarrassing to pass it back. It seems that their battle has ended. The strength of the blue and white snake's 5th rank 9-star Dodi is under the suppression of Yaoxin's soul. I am afraid that the 3rd rank will not be able to play, so it is already over. Xianling King said. He glanced over at the place where the medicine core and the others were, and found that a shocking wave was spreading rapidly, and he spoke immediately. In this case, we can't fall behind, otherwise it will be unfavorable for us to drag on. After the Xianling King finished speaking, his breath came out, and then he directly attacked the colorful swallowing python. The reason why the 7-colored swallowing python has been able to keep Fan Zheng's strength all the time should be related to the little its back. Yimo heard the words and narrowed his eyes slightly, and then his figure moved strangely. Under the cover of the attack of the Spirit King and Xian Ming, they moved towards the body of the 7-colored swallowing python. Colorful sky swallowing python, are you okay? Qingyang, who was standing on the colorful sky swallowing python, spoke slowly. Obviously, this is the first time Qingyang has participated in a battle. His hands and feet can't help but tremble slightly. Just now, the Xianling King clearly walked towards her. If it wasn't for this colorful swallowing python being very human and willing to use his body to resist Qingyang, Qingyang would have been a corpse at this time. Qingyang was also quite moved by this. Looking at the 7 huge bodies of different colors on the 7-colored swallowing python, one of them had already eroded, and in Qingyan's pupils, a crystal tear dripped down Qingyan's pretty face. As the tears fell, a green light suddenly burst out of Qingyan's square diamond pupil. The green light shot up into the sky, as if an ancient sleeping of war had awakened, and a terrifying aura emerged instantly. Listen, my call. She can't die. Qing Yanbei's lips moved slightly, with a stubborn voice. The next moment, a huge light containing the power of 7-color terror crossed the sky in an instant, fell directly from the sky, and instantly came to the 7-color swallowing python. With the injection of this 7-colored light, the eroded part of the 7-colored swallowing python was suddenly repaired, and a larger aura suddenly appear. Damn, it's still a step late. Yimo's heart trembled when he saw this, and then his fists clenched slightly, because he knew that the next thing was the real battle of life and death. 9-turn 9-star Dodi. There was also a hint of solemnity in King Xuanling's pupils, and then looking at the 7-colored swallowing python exuding extremely bright 7-color power, a chill was born instantly. Grumbling. The colorful swallowing python suddenly drank at Qingyang, and a very cheerful voice entered Qingyan's mind. You're fine. Qingyang smiled slightly, and then the square diamond-shaped pupil disappeared instantly, replaced by eyes that were indistinguishable from ordinary humans. This video will end here.